thank you for being with us today. We're excited for church today. We want to invite you to worship with us as we sing about how good and amazing and perfect our Father is.
Oh, I've heard 1,000 stories of what they think you're like, but I've heard the tender whispers of love in the dead of night, and you tell me that you're pleased and that I'm never alone. You're a good, good Father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. And I've seen many searching for far and wide, but I know we're all searching for answers. Only you provide, 'cause you know just what we need before we say a word. You're good, good Father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. Who you are, and I'm
Well, good morning, New Beginnings family. Thank you again for joining us today for Virtual New Beginning. And I want to say first and foremost, thank you to those of you that are watching maybe for the first time, or maybe you're new to New Beginnings and watching with us virtually over the last 7 months. I want to say thank you for being faithful to that. And we want to welcome you to the family. We look forward to whenever we gather together once again, that you'll be able to join us and we will be able to fellowship and worship the Lord together. And I'm excited today to share with you a brief message, because we've got some other things that we're doing today in conjunction with today's presentation of what we're participating in. And I'm excited to present to you today, really to remind those of us that we've been a part of New Beginnings, and those of you that are new, so you understand a little bit of the mission and the purpose of what New Beginnings is about. We see in the Bible, we see especially in the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, we see the commandments that Jesus gave us, things that he directed the disciples, and the different accounts through Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and the way that they were delivered to us. And even though they may not be exactly the same, it was through the interpretation and through the direction of how each of them received the direction from Jesus. We see in Matthew, the end of Matthew, chapter 28, we see the Great Commission given to us as believers and the followers of Christ. And then we see in Mark 16, in verse 15 there, we see that he says that we're supposed to go into all the earth and to make disciples and to share the gospel. That's really the mandate that Jesus gives us. We see some of the great commandments that Jesus gave us, that we're to love the Lord our God with all of our heart, with all of our soul, with all of our mind, and with all of our strength. Essentially, with everything that we have, we are to love the Lord our God. And he says, if we will obey his commandments, that essentially is the foundation of us loving God. If you will love God, then you will obey his commandments. And of all those commandments that Jesus gives us, we know one of those is to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. And one of the ministries that we've partnered with over the last couple of years is Operation Christmas Child. And what they do is each Christmas they send shoe boxes around the world, and those shoe boxes are filled with toys and things that they need, shampoo and lotion and different things, toothbrush and toothpaste and different things that help them to have good hygiene. But then also with that is partnered the gospel message of Jesus Christ. And so we see in the biblical times where Jesus would minister to people's physical needs, and they would also minister to their spiritual needs. And so we are doing that today. Operation Christmas Child is doing that today. They are meeting the needs of these children around the world. They're meeting their physical needs by giving them some things, but they're also presenting them with the gospel message of Jesus Christ. I love that we get to partner with them. And years ago, I was praying, God, send us somebody that has a heart and a passion for Operation Christmas Child. It was something that I wanted to do, but I knew that it was more that I could do and doing it well. And so Carla Hickey came to me and she said, Pastor Sean, have you ever heard of Operation Christmas Child? And I said, oh, I have, and I want to do this, but I want to do it well. And so if you're willing to take this on, we will support 100%, and we will give, and we will collect shoe boxes. And the amazing thing is that Carla's done such a great job with this over the last couple of years that our church is now the regional place that all of these boxes come in through. So we're kind of a distribution center for Operation Christmas Child. And that's just a reflection of Carla's heart and her diligence and just her passion to be a part of this great ministry. And so our church has done a great job over the last couple of years, and this is going to be different this year, but we are participating. We're going to be collecting, and Carla's going to give you some details about that here in a little bit. Lynessa and her are doing an interview, and I'm excited about that. But I wanted today to make sure that you understood that we as the church, we cannot forget our mission and our purpose. And although it looks different right now, I know we're not together, but we're coming upon the holiday season. It is right around the corner. You know, we're less than 40 days from Thanksgiving. We're less than 70 days away from Christmas. It is crazy to think about that we are that close. And the holiday season is a great time to give to others. And I want to say thank you to those of you that even through this season of us not being able to gather, you have been faithful in generosity and giving of the tithe, giving of financial needs when they do arise. We've been able to minister to people in our community, and we believe that these are seeds that are being planted in people's lives, and that someday they will bear fruit. And we get to be a part of that. We get to be a part of the kingdom of God and sharing the gospel around the world. And so it's important. Let me just tell you, it's important that you are praying for your neighbor. God put you next to them to be the salt and the light, to evangelize the gospel message of Jesus, to be Jesus to them. So let me just encourage you to be praying for them. Be praying for these boxes as they go out, that they're going to children, that they're going to be exposed to the message of Jesus Christ. Let me just encourage you right now, we're coming upon a season of, it's an election year for our nation. Let me just challenge you, commission you to be praying for our leadership, to be praying for our national leaders and also our state leaders. I know that there's a lot of political turmoil going on right now. Let me just tell you, there is never a greater time for us to be praying. We need to be praying, and you need to be registered to vote. We need to vote. Our votes count. Let me say, Pastor Sean, how do I vote? You need to be voting, A, on a biblical principle and on a moral principle, okay? And so I just want to command you, encourage you, compel you to do your part in praying and also by voting. And I'm excited today to present the rest of the service is going to be done by Pastor Lanessa and Carla Hickey. And so would you please just take these next few minutes and listen to what they have to say, and then be praying for what God would compel you to do and to be a part of this great ministry. We love you so very much, and enjoy the rest of today's service.
When you pack shoebox gifts with Operation Christmas Child, you're sending joy and blessing children all over the world. Through your simple act of kindness, children experience the love of Jesus, are discipled through the local church, and are empowered to reach their families and communities with the good news of Jesus Christ.
To send joy to children all over the world, visit SamaritansPurse.org/OCC.
Kemឈ្មោះនិមលខ្ញុំមានអាយុ11ឆ្នាំប៉ាខ្ញុំនៅម៉ាក់ខ្ញុំនៅផ្ទះម៉ាក់ខ្ញុំទៅធ្វើការរោងចក្រហើយប៉ាខ្ញុំនៅផ្ទះមើលមាន់មើលទាមើលគោអីហើយខ្ញុំមានបងប្អូន3នាក់ខ្ញុំបានឃើញមិត្តភក្តិខ្ញុំហើយអ្នកដទៃដែលនៅភូមិផ្សេងៗហើយគេមកយកកាដូហ្នឹង គាត់និយាយឲ្យយើងស្ដាប់ពីរឿងព្រះយេស៊ូវធ្វើឲ្យយើងសប្បាយហើយធ្វើឲ្យយើងរីករាយក្នុងចិត្តហើយឲ្យនាំឲ្យយើងនឹងអីរៀនហើយបានកាដូហើយសប្បាយចិត្តព្រះយេស៊ូវចូលមកលេងជាមួយយើង
My name is Sophia. I've been working for Operation Christmas Child in Cambodia for 7 years. Many of the villages where we work are very remote. Most people in Cambodia would make less than $2 per day, and that's because of the poverty cycle that has been very difficult to break. If you're poor, your future has been chosen for you. It's very sad because that prevents the kids from dreaming. Operation Christmas Child is a huge project in Cambodia that give out boxes to children, opening up opportunities for the church and Christians to preach the gospel.
When we bring the shoebox, the cotton to the village, the people there, all of them excited and happy. And all the other people, they show us, oh, the gift come. They're really excited for their children because sometimes we know that they cannot afford to buy all those things for their kids.
Open up the box and they see what's inside of it. The things that they see are the things that they have never seen, they never touched before. And when they see those things, the dolls, nice shoes, crayons, and all of that. They feel like somebody loved me. So just the spark of hope at the distribution to help them feel or start dreaming for their life, for their future.
They never seen that someone care for them, someone give for them. When I see a smile face of the children, just like inspiring me to serve ministry.
This is very first opportunity to just heard about the good news, and the box are still inside of their hand. And this is the first time for them to see the new stuff from Samaritan's Purse, from OCC, from the inside. They want to say thank you for OCC, thank you for a beautiful time. So thank you so much.
ការចែកអំណោយដល់កុមារាកុមារីនៅភូមិថ្មីខ្ញុំនេះមានការសប្បាយរីករាយអបអរសាទរបាទចៅខ្ញុំបានទូលកដោក្នុងថ្ងៃនេះបាទ4នាក់ដូចចៅខ្ញុំវាអំណងចូលចិត្តបានខ្សែកបានរបស់វាមែនតាមមនុស្សចេតនាស្រឡាញ់របស់វាបាទ
A box is not just a gift. In the hands of the local pastors, these boxes can be used as a tool to touch a whole community.
មុនកដោមកដល់ក្រុមជំនុំទីនេះគឺនិយាយទៅមានតែចាស់ទុំ 4-10 នាក់ឯងចាស់ទុំហើយនឹងមានយុវជន3នាក់យុវជន3-4នាក់
The church in Premu started 2009. A big change started when the shoebox coming in.
ពេលដែលឃើញក្មេងសប្បាយចិត្តពួកគេចាប់ផ្ដើមចង់មកជូនក្មេងមកលេងមួយយើងហើយក្មេងពេលដែលគាត់នៅកដោដល់ក្មេងញប់ដល់ស្មោមកជាមួយគ្នាសប្បាយបន្ទាប់ពីការចែកកដោដែលយើងបានធ្វើហើយពួកគាត់ចាប់ផ្ដើមចូលរួមជាមួយនឹងយើងចាប់ផ្ដើមចូលរួមទាំងកុមារទាំងចាស់ទុំចាប់ផ្ដើមដឹងអំពីភាពកម្លាភាពរបស់យើងអញ្ចឹងពួកគាត់ចូលរួមជាមួយគ្នាមកបន្ទាប់ពីបានកដោរួចឥឡូវមនុស្សទង់ជា30ពេលខ្លះសេតដល់25 30 ឬក៏ឡើងដល់40ក៏មានគាត់បានចម្រើនឡើងក្នុងព្រះម្ចាស់ដល់ពេលដែលគាត់ចម្រើនឡើងក្នុងក្រុមជំនុំគាត់បានធំធាត់ក្នុងក្រុមជំនុំបាទហើយគាត់ចាប់ផ្ដើមទទួលជឿព្រះអង្គតាំងពីពេលនោះរហូត
We start with the box and we continue with the greatest journey. The greatest journey, it's a discipleship program.
We want to disciple to make a stronger foundation of empowering the new generation. They know the story of God and they can tell others by using the books.
I am very hopeful for Cambodia. Through Operation Christmas Child, we impact thousands of people nationwide. We don't preach the gospel for today. We don't just give this box for today's. We give this box, we preach the gospel through the boxes for the next 10 years, 20 years.
We value shoebox. And we thank you for the hand who packs the box. By your heart, by your compassion, by your faithful, and by your love, we believe that God can change this nation.
Hey church family, thank you so much for watching that video. I know that I am always so encouraged and challenged when I watch these because I see how the ministry of Operation Christmas Child doesn't just make a difference for one kid. Often it has an eternal impact for entire communities and families. So we are so excited to join this ministry and to be a part of it. And today with me right now, I have Carla Hickey with me. Most of you know who she is, but some of you might be newer to our church even since quarantine and things, so you're not familiar with Carla, but she heads up Operation Christmas Child for our church. And how long have you done that now, Carla?
We've been doing this for 5 years already.
5 years. That is crazy. That's crazy to me that it's already been that long. It's like just flown by. I don't think I realized that at all, that it's already been 5 years. 5 years. So several years ago, Sean had a desire to be a part of this ministry, but we needed someone to head it up. And Carla, I believe you came to Sean, right? You approached him
Yes.
with the desire, and he was like, yes, we want to do this. And now Carla has moved even, she's done such a good job with our church and the ministry of OCC that like the higher ups were like, hey, we want to get her involved even more. So Carla, what is your role beyond just helping us coordinate Operation Christmas Child for New Beginnings? What is your role in a bigger picture?
Well, right now, the amazing thing is that we Operation Christmas Child has partnered with New Beginnings. And for the 3rd year, this is our 3rd year actually, we are the drop-off location, one of 4,000 drop-off locations around the country.
Yes.
So our job, once again this year, is to be collecting not only our shoe boxes, but also the shoe boxes from everybody from the community. So we are pretty much the center where all those gifts are going to be collected.
Yeah, and that's such an amazing thing. I love that we are kind of like the hub where all the other different churches in our area will collect, but then they bring them here. But that's a big job. It's a really big job. Like Carla's done it, but then you have to load all those up and then take them to the next spot or whatever.
Yes,
like,
correct. Yeah, the next stop is actually, a lot of people ask me about that. It's like, now what happens to them? So what we do is that we take them to Santa Fe, and then from Santa Fe they go to Denver.
Okay.
In Denver, there's actually 5 very big collection centers. And what they do is that they go through each box to make sure that there's, for example, items that might not be allowed for certain countries. So these are the places where those boxes get inspected, repacked, and they finally go to the next destination, which is, you know, another of the 100 countries where these boxes go.
Yeah, so it's quite the process.
It is
but
a process.
I love that we have a small part in it.
Yes.
And then it's such a good organization. They know what they're doing. They know what's going on. So Carla, like I said, you approached Pastor Sean with this ministry. What drew you to Operation Christmas Child? I know you're very passionate about it.
I love it. It's one of the biggest things about OCC, or Operation Christmas Child, is that when I found out first about it, was the fact that this was this box is an opportunity. It's a missionary box.
Yes.
This is how they call it. We actually in Operation Christmas Child call these boxes a gospel opportunity. And there's I'm originally from Costa Rica, so I have a heart from people around the world. I've been very welcome here in the United States, of course, but I have seen the needs of children around the world, and sometimes it's as easy just to give a word of reassurance, and sometimes a lot of people want to do that. They want to go out, they want to reach out, but they just don't have the time, they don't know how.
Right.
And one of the wonderful things about Operation Christmas Child is that you fill a box and this is your mission. Because every single box impacts a life of at least one person.
Yes.
And then the beautiful thing about it is that then it multiplies. The person who receives the box eventually changes their parents even. Then the parents want to know more, then they come to church, then they get impacted by a growing church and a community, and then it keeps on reproducing and keeps on growing.
Right.
And it's an evangelism, a step.
Yes.
And we are blessed to have part of that right here from home, even
Yes.
when we cannot, travel overseas.
Right. I love that. Like I said, we can do something right now in the States that it has a global impact beyond. So some of you might say, I have a really big heart for missions, and I would love to go on a missions trip, and hopefully one day that would be able to happen for everyone who wants to do that. But this is a way to make an impact, like you said, for missions across the world from home, right here from where we're at. So this year, obviously with COVID and quarantine and all the things, Operation Christmas Child has been impacted by that, I'm sure somewhat, but they're still gonna do it. So are there things that are different? How has our current situation affected Operation Christmas Child?
Yes, it's an incredible question, because of course with the impact that we have all received personally by the pandemic, oftentimes we believe that even activities or missions like this are going to have quite a big impact.
Yeah.
And of course they do, but the one thing that we have to remember is that even though when there's a lot of activities around the world canceled, it's still spreading and sharing the gospel is not canceled, church.
Right.
It's an
Right.
ongoing process. It's a message, and we were called, with pandemic or not, we
Yeah.
were called to do this.
Yes.
And of course, more than ever, there's kids right now, there's children around the world who are suffering with the pandemic even more because of the uncertainty, parents losing their jobs, even imagine the orphans. And actually there's a statistic from the World Health Organization that says that during times of uncertainty, kids need more reassurance.
Yeah.
They need more hugs, they need more words of assurance. They need more
Yes.
in regards to where the love comes from. So imagine the impact of what this box will do
Yeah.
in these current situations. So of course, even though in the pandemic we continue with Operation Christmas Child, as most of you know, it's in the third week of November when we're collecting the shoe boxes. So we're moving forward, but of course we are taking into account all the distancing, the wear of a mask. And for this year, what we're going to be doing is collecting the shoe boxes from your car, and people are going to be able to scan a code, and this is how they're going to be able to acknowledge their donation.
That's awesome. So they've got a good strategy in place to keep everybody safe, but to still deliver this message of hope to kids, like you said, in a time that maybe they need it even more
They need it more
than ever. So church, it's our time, it's our responsibility, I believe now, to participate in this even more than we have before, to the best of our ability, to the best of what you can do, because we know everybody is in different situations right now and circumstances financially. So maybe you feel like you can't do as much this year. And I know, Carla, you had a heart for that, like having that sensitivity to people who maybe feel like, I want to, but I don't know that I can this year. What would you say to those people?
Yes, it's been in my heart. Of course, I have seen people struggling, losing their jobs. Other people on the country are more busy than ever, attending the needs of other people. Of course, the needs and the way that this has impacted all of us, it's a myriad of different circumstances. So it's been really hard. I've been actually thinking, well, these are hard times to go and ask people for donations, ask people to give when probably they are in the need to receive rather than give. But I wanted just to say about that we're very sensitive about it, and in this year in particular, I just want to say that rather than me asking for you to give, I would like you to receive the message that I have right now in the way that we all need this joy. We all need this common sense and common purpose to come together. And this is where the beautiful thing of how we started as church.
Right.
You know, back in the early days, Paul and Peter, all of them, they will just go up to a higher room and they will get together just to encourage each other.
Yeah.
And they love to be together. This is how our church started. This is how we all started, just to come together, share our thoughts, share how we're feeling. And more than ever, this, I think, is a great opportunity for us to come together, to have a common mission, to share, and not only know that this is going to make us happy, because the Bible gives us this amazing promise. There's joy for the giver.
Yes.
We as givers receive so much. And this is a joy, not just for us who put it together, but imagine the impact that this is going to have for somebody. And then the common purpose. This is something that might make you happy, but it's still, if there's this out of your possibility, I would invite you to check our website. There's different ways that you can help.
Right.
You can share a box to with somebody that you know. You can share a brochure, share a message. And this year we actually have a very amazing and innovative way to be part of Operation Christmas Child, which is to do a box online. So in case if you don't have the resources to go shopping, or you have a limited budget, that's a good opportunity, to go and log in on site. And of course, the details are in the website, and you're welcome to come and check it out anytime.
Yeah, and that's amazing. And this coming week, we're going to send out an email that Carla has put together with a lot of details and information, her contact information, She's already put a lot on the website. So if you have further questions, there's lots of avenues for you to reach out to and figure out how can I find out more and get your questions answered. And Carla will be more than happy to share any information that you need. So we'll have this information, like I said, this week, but we're gonna have some times in the next few weeks that you can come and pick up boxes here at the church on Sunday. Those details will be in that email.
Yes.
So the simple process, the breakdown, if they come get a box, what do they do after they pick up that box?
Okay, so you can come and pick up the box. You can pick it right here from church. It's going to be here in the narthex. So you come and you're welcome to take as many as you want. They are free. So then the other option that I have for some of you is that if you cannot leave home, if you're a busy mom taking care of kids and you still want to be part of this and you definitely would like to take a box home, please send me an email and I'd be more than happy to coordinate a time or a place where we can meet, and I will more than happy give you the brochures, the boxes. So just to remember in the brochure, for those of you who are new to Operation Christmas Child, there's a brochure with all the information, and these boxes are to fill with school supplies, with toys. There's a list right here. Also on the website, there's 100 and more ideas with items that you can put in the shoe boxes. And when you are ready, you bring them back on the 3rd week of November. So those are the dates that we just would like everybody to remember. So put them in your calendar if you can.
Yes.
From the 16th to the 23rd of November, we will be here, and there will be a confirmation on the dates and times. I'm sorry, on the times specifically, because of course, as you know, all these things are changing.
Everything changes week to week, day to day. Yes.
But it's still, check the website for the latest of the times, and we'll be ready to collect your donation during that time.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Carla, for heading this up, for always doing such an amazing job where it's done with excellence. Is there anything before we close out service today that you wanted to say or that we needed to say today?
No, I just want to encourage you in this time. These are the times of need for everybody, and of course we need each other more than ever. And so, like I'm saying before, this is the one thing that I actually have had in my heart since all this started is, let's come together, let's go through this together. God is the one who has given us everything,
right,
since the very beginning, with his son Jesus, to overcome these difficult situations, to overcome anything that comes our way. So we as Christians, we actually have the very best equipped tools in our hearts through the Holy Spirit to go through everything. And my blessing to you, and thank you so much, even though the circumstances, that you want to be part of this. And I thank you in representation of Operation Christmas Child. And if anything you need to know, please reach out. I'm here to help.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Carla. Thank you for doing this. I know it's a little different. Usually we'd be in church, she'd be on the stage, she'd be doing her presentation, so it's a little different, but we still wanted to make sure that we prioritize Operation Christmas Child this year, because even though things are different and we're in this pandemic and quarantined, it doesn't mean that we still can't play a part and we can't do something. So like I said, even if you're not able to financially do it, if you're praying for us, there might be opportunities for you to help Carla in the next few weeks. Like I said, it's a big job collecting all these boxes and then getting them loaded up. So there will be opportunities for those of you that are comfortable to come volunteer. And like I said, that information will be coming out to you. Thank you for joining us this week at New Beginnings. Once again, we are so excited. We don't take it lightly that you chose to join us and to listen and to participate in service today. Remember that our prayer partners are available today via Zoom. So every week we're going to be offering this Zoom ministry time now, so that if you need prayer with someone today, if you have something that's going on, they'll be available at 10 o'clock. That link was sent out in the email so that you can join that time for some one-on-one prayer time. But thank you once again, church family. We love you. We hope that you have just the best week. Know we're thinking about you and we're here for you. And we're excited to see what God is going to do through New Beginnings and through all of those who participate in Operation Christmas Child this year. So have the best day.
Thank you. God bless.